Joe Biden is being fed the questions in advance at the press conference, but that's not all. He's got the name of the reporter. He's got the picture of the reporter. He's got the question from the reporter. He knows what she looks like, and he has a written answer. And they call that a press conference. I think we should start off with what the heck is going on with your favorite president, Joe Biden.
I like how they're always my favorite when they're crazy people.
Well, because I love your responses as soon as I throw that at you. You know, you come back with the perfect response always. But you know what, Will, this is really a doozy. It's gotten to the point where I just can't understand why what I'm about to talk about is not headline news everywhere. You know, a couple people picked it up, but for the most part, it's not in the news. And what I'm talking about is the concept of a free society mandates that the elected officials talk to the public through the press. And press conferences go all the way back to the 18th century, the 1700s, where you know, the elected official would stand in front of a crowd and the free press would scream questions at him or her and they'd answer. But it's gotten so convoluted now that it's just literally a sham. You know, for a very long time, and you were tracking this as well, Will, Joe Biden didn't have press conferences. And the press conferences he had, if you remember, were like a guy here and then 4 chairs and then a guy over here, and there'd be like 3 people in the crowd and they were all friends of the president.
He's still not having them, right?
Well, I'm about to tell you about the press conference the other day that people are flipping out about. So a press conference is supposed to be for the president. He stands there, he gets a question and he answers the question. It's not that he makes a speech and it's prepared. They pepper him with, hey, what happened in East Palestine? And what are you doing about the Ukraine? And, you know, important issues that face the country. But take a look at this. This is astounding. This is a zoomed in picture of Biden at a press conference the other day holding notes that say who the first reporter is, who the second reporter is, who the third reporter is. And when you zoom in and blow it out, Will, it has a question that he's going to be asked from the reporter that's going to ask it. And it has her picture. So he knows that's question number 1.
Oh, wow.
Who the lady is, how to say her name, and what she's going to ask him.
And even how to pronounce it.
Oh, yeah. I thank you. Because her name is Subramanian or something.
But this is ridiculous. And this is ridiculous. And he's running again. Well, you know what? A lot of people believe that it's not him. He's just a puppet. I mean, he's truly a puppet on strings. That's exactly what he is. He's a puppet on strings. And it looked like they're going to hand it right over to Kamala Harris. It's like, this is the plan. This is we'll just go through the motions. And then they're going to go through and say, okay, because you know what? By herself, she'll never make it. By herself, she'll never make it. I mean, I don't even know how they got here in the first place. How did the country get here in the first place? I do have my suspicions about it, but I'm going to play by the rules here. This is ridiculous, Barry. I mean, come on. So every time I come on with you, and there's prep information that we have before we go on the show and stuff like that. But you know what, Barry? I don't practice what I'm going to tell you. I don't have in my answers written down what I'm going to tell you. That President Trump never did that. He never did that. And any person who's able to go and talk to the press, they should be able to take questions and answers right there. Boom, 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 boom. It shouldn't be, okay, Um, this is blank. So, Jimmy, thank you.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. This is what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, well,
It's a laughing stock. The rest of the world is laughing at us, Barry, and he's continued down this path, and they all do it. And you know what, Barry? They're doing this, saying that we get to do this, and there's nothing you can do about it. We
well,
don't care
that,
that you
that
can.
that's what I wanted to ask you. You just hit my follow-up question. What can we do about it?
Nothing.
This is like when Trump ran against Hillary Clinton and Donna Brazil had gotten the questions from CNN and had fed them to Hillary. Donald Trump got nothing, right? But CNN wanted Hillary so badly that Donna Brazil admitted it. That's how she got fired from the DNC. She snuck the questions to Hillary. So Hillary not only knew who was going to ask, she knew the question and she had a memorized answer, right? Now it's much worse. Now the whole press conference, right, is completely fictitious. Who's the first questioner? What she look like? How do you say her name? What's the question? And then I've got a written answer. 5 setups. And Will, nobody gives a crap.
Yeah. And you know what, Barry? He was practicing the answers before he went out there. The first time I noticed this, he was overseas. And he was taking forever to go to a press conference. It was right after. Was this the one when he first met with Putin? I can't remember exactly what it was. Right, because they met behind closed doors, and then they were going to come out and they were going to talk. It took him like 3 hours later. And then when he came out there, just same thing then. He had a card, who to call on, the question and the answer in his hand.
The picture. And the picture.
What is going on? Was he not paying attention into the meeting? Does he not know what's happening around him? That's so ridiculous, Barry.
And no, your questions are the right questions, but the answer is horrible. It's a horrible answer. He's the most powerful man in the most powerful job in the history of the planet. And he can't talk, can't answer a question, has to have a picture of the lady to call on. And then he had a number 2 person and a number 3 person. They go, okay, press conference is over. I'm only supposed to call on the first 3 people.
Can you put the picture up there again? I mean, because it's like, you know what, unless we didn't see it, we wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, right there.
This is crazy.
It says question number 1, right? This is the reporter. Call on her first. Here's her question. The subject. How are you squaring your domestic policy priorities? He knows exactly. He can read the question as she's asking it. And then right below that is his answer.
So he's like reading it, telling the answer, just reading it, telling the answer. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
We got to keep bringing this stuff up, Will, because you and I believe the guy is in serious cognitive decline, and some people do. But, well, there's a new poll out today. 42% of America wants him to be president again.
I think it's even lower than that, Barry. I think they're fudging the numbers.
Duh. But at least that's what the poll says.
And you have a gentleman on the chat. Jerry says, Odama, I like that. Odama is running the show.
Probably.
Thank you for the comment, Jerry.
Yeah, well, you're the one that keeps calling him Biden.
Biden, yeah.
Yeah, and it's true. It's true.